Hello and welcome students for Vijetha IAS Academy Ethics classes. We are dealing with case study number 29. So far we have seen various case studies. If you are a civil servant, so far we have seen all the case studies related to civil services. Suppose if you are a civil servant, you will come across various issues. But now this is something different. From now onwards, you are going to see something different. If you are a common citizen, from the common citizen point of view, how you will expect, what kind of duties you will expect from the civil servants. One case is a lot of the set of case studies related to civil services if you directly are involved in the civil service. But this one is something different. You are from the outside perspective. You are a common citizen. You are supposed to get honest and transparent services from the civil services. You have to give some suggestion to the people who are already having some kind of dilemma, who are working in civil services. It only whether it is you are there inside, whether you are outside, but the case refers to the core principles. Whether you are there, you have to follow the principles of ethical values, human values. When you are outside also, you will expect those people who are inside the civil services follow the similar kind of practices. This is how. It will not make much difference, but only from the outside perspective, if you are a common citizen analyzing an issue. This kind of issues UPSC used to give. What is the issue? Let us see this. A public information officer has received an application under RTI Act. Having gathered the information, the PIO discovers that the information pertains to some of the decisions taken by him which were found to be not altogether right. He is a PIO officer. A public information officer has received an application under RTI. Having gathered information, discovers that the information pertains to some of the decisions taken by him which were found to be not altogether right. He himself has committed certain issues. Now public are asking the right information. He is supposed to provide the information, but when he gives the information, the decisions which he has committed certain wrong things also comes to the public sphere. There were other employees also who party to those decisions. These decisions were: disclosure of the information is likely to lead to disciplinary action with the possibility of punishment against him as well as some of his colleagues. So simply, one person is there, he has taken certain decision, and along with him other colleagues are also there, they also have taken certain decisions. One PIO application came regarding to the decision, but they have done something incorrect, something wrong. Non-disclosure or part disclosure or camouflaged disclosures of information will result into lesser punishment or no punishment. So simply here it is saying that if you give the true information, you will attract disciplinary action. If you don't give information, or if you give information in a different way which is not truthful, you will attract no punishment or lesser punishment. That means if you tell the truth, you will be more punished. If you hide the truth, then there is no punishment. Possibility is that there is no punishment or lesser punishment. The PIO is otherwise an honest and conscientious person, but this particular decision on which the RTI application has been filed turned out to be wrong. He comes to you for advice. One honest officer is there, he comes to you. You are a normal common citizen. Now what kind of behavior you expect from that honest officer? There are different options. UPSC will give like this. The following are some suggested options. Please evaluate the merits and demerits of each of the options. The PIO could refer the matter to his superior officer and seek his advice and act strictly in accordance with advice, even though he is not completely in agreement with the advice of superior. So simply you are going to superior. Let us try to understand first option. Consulting superior. If you consult superior, even though whatever suggestion superior is giving, even though if you do not like, PIO officer is honest. He was honest person. there is a, otherwise he is generally honest, only in this particular decision it has turned out to be incorrect. Otherwise, he is very honest officer. A PIO officer received an application. PIO is otherwise honest and good personality. If you follow what advantage? Positives. Follow hierarchy, bureaucratic procedures. That's how bureaucracy, power flows, decision making flows from top to bottom. Follow the hierarchy. If something incorrect comes, then you have some suggestions from the senior also. They are well experienced people. They can suggest you, guide you in the direction which attracts no punishment or less punishment. Most probably no punishment. But even if senior says, what is this? Could refer the matter to his superior officer and seek his advice and act strictly in accordance with the advice. Strictly following, that means strictly following the hierarchy. Now, even though he is not completely in agreement with the advice of superior. Negative. If advice is not liked by PIO, because PIO is in general honest officer. That's why if some kind of suggestion which is against his principles, even if advice going against PIO principles, still strictly following will create crisis of conscience. Crisis of conscience. It will create crisis of conscience. Then it will affect you in the long run. Merit is, for now, temporarily you attract no penalty, temporary relief, but in the long run it will create guilty conscience in you. In the long run it will affect your conscience and it will lifelong haunt you. Honest officer hiding the truth, not telling the truth, and also just following for sake of senior's advice, it will not create the positive vibrations inside the personality of any honest officer. This is one thing. Next, second option, PIO could proceed on leave and leave the matter to dealt with by his successor in office or request for transfer of the application to another PIO. What is the second option given? First option is just following the senior. Temporarily you just follow the orders, but in the long run if you do not like the advice and if it is going against ethical principles, in the long run it will create a guilty conscience, and if something comes in any way, truth will come out in the long run at any point of time. The PIO could proceed on leave and leave the matter to be dealt by his successor in office or request for transfer of the application to another PIO. It is just like you are passing on, abandoning the responsibility, not taking responsibility, not taking accountability. Then it goes against professional ethics. Professional ethics deals with you have to take the responsibility. That's how, if any kind of challenge comes, you have to take the responsibility to handle it. Going on leave, it is like escaping the responsibility and you will not be able to become a good leader. Not a good leadership quality. Not ethical code of conduct. Passing the ball from one person to the other person. Passing on responsibility and accountability to another one. That means you are lack of self-confidence. That means you will lose self-respect over a period of time. And this kind of escaping mentality will not give you even positive attitude towards the work also. Other people also will not have positive attitude towards your way of functioning. In the long run, it will affect your career when it comes to your promotions. Positive is, for now you will be temporarily leaved. Positive is, you need not to worry too much about what kind of decision it is taken by the another PIO, and you are simply going away from the responsibility from taking these challenges. But in the negative, it will affect you in the future promotions, because if you are not a capable person, automatically your career will not have good track record. It will affect your promotion also. Then it will not make you a good leader. No professionalism, no problem solving capability. Every civil servant should have aptitude to solve the problem, but now you are trying to escape that aptitude also will not. The skills to solve the problem also will never happen. Only when you face the challenge, then you will get to know how to deal this kind of situation. You will increase the aptitude to resolve such kind of crisis. But when you are escaping, and today you will escape from this responsibility, tomorrow you will escape from some other responsibility, and day after tomorrow PIO will escape from some other responsibility, and it will never help the PIO to solve this kind of crisis. And at this time, at this point of period, the punishment may be less or no punishment, depending on how you are going to respond to the situation. That's why it will affect in the long run in making you a good civil servant, a responsible and accountable civil servant. This is not a good option, but this is also one option. Question is saying that positives and negatives, let us analyze. Next, third one. What is the third one? The PIO could weigh the consequences of disclosing the information truthfully, including the effects on his career, and reply in a manner that would, PIO could weigh the consequences of disclosing the information truthfully, including the effects on his career, and reply in a manner that would not place him or his career in jeopardy, but at the same time a little compromise can be made on the contents of the information. Positive, it will not affect career, it will not attract any kind of punishment, it will not attract any kind of wrath from the other colleagues also, because other colleagues are also involved. If the information goes correctly into the public domain, you, PIO and also other colleagues, their jobs or their career at stake, that will be solved. That is the positive. But when it comes to negative, again negative is, once you compromise in one place, then to hide the truth, once again if some other counter petition comes, then you have to hide the truth once again. Then once you start hiding the truth, once it starts in the one direction, you have to commit so many mistakes to hide the original truth. There will be no never ending process. Now in the process, your entire career will be struck with one issue, and you may feel one day that it is better punishment than creating or continuously committing crimes after the crimes. That is in the long run, that is negative. Positives and negatives. Let me. Third option, you give information in such a way that only whatever you feel that is correct without affecting your career, you are going to give. Positive, again, it will not affect PIO's career. Next, not affect colleagues' career. Next, career including, then temporarily relieved, temporarily relieved, but when it comes to the overall negative, it affects PIO's honesty, integrity, probity, violating the ethical code of conduct, to be truthful, violating professional code of conduct, because whatever work is given to you, you must do the work with 100% honesty. That is also now. Next, not maintaining transparency. Transparency as one of the core principles of civil services, foundational values of civil service is transparency and accountability. By not following this, you are not following transparency, and also you are not helping the people to ensure accountability by the civil servants. Negative. And in the long run, for temporarily it appears you have solved this from your perspective, from PIO perspective, from the colleague's perspective. But in the long run, this mistake is going to haunt by hiding the truth. Because in the Right to Information Act itself, there is a provision which says that providing false information or hiding the truth will attract penalty. Already one decision you have taken, already PIO has taken one decision that has some kind of issues with there. Now you are committing, PIO is committing one more crime by hiding the truth. Now these criminal activities will go on, and these corrupt activities will go on and add to your career. Overall, it will affect the career of any personality. Next, any other? The PIO could consult his other colleagues who are party to the decision and take action as per their advice. Again, positive is all combinedly joined together, consultative, collaborative, and some kind of decision making process will happen. But what if combinedly they decide that they should not give that information which will affect their careers? Then again it will create a guilty crisis of conscience, guilty feeling inside, and in the long run temporarily it may solve the problem, but the problem will remain. You are just hiding the problem under the carpet. Once the truth comes out, then everybody will be punished. Next option, also please indicate without necessarily restricting to the above options what you would like to advise, giving proper reasons. Ultimately, not hiding the truth is not a solution. Ensure whatever decision is taken, that should be there as per the demand of the PIO, as per the demand of the RTA application. Once the truth comes out, then you are honest. There are provisions that if there are any kind of mistakes done by the civil servants, there is an option that in the process, if someone has committed certain bona fide mistakes, that means their intention is not to commit any kind of crime, their intention is not to commit any kind of mistake, but when you are in a big machinery, without your understanding also sometimes even mistakes used to happen. Sometimes decision making goes wrong, but it doesn't mean that you are completely doing unethical, because you want to ensure you are very honest. PIO is very honest person. Here from the perspective of the citizen, you are a citizen, you are suggesting, you are advising PIO what he has to do. PIO is otherwise honest, straightforward, there is no issue with him. In one of the cases, whatever decision PIO has taken, it has gone wrong. And if you give the truth, then there are options, there are legal provisions that the mistakes or the issues committed by any kind of civil servant, bona fide mistakes, will be absolved. That means they will not attract much penalty also, they will not attract much punishment also. Sometimes there will be no punishment at all for the bona fide mistakes. Even if somebody file a case in the court of law also, judiciary may decide in favor of the civil servants if that kind of mistake is a bona fide one. That means their intention is not to commit any kind of corruption or any kind of crime, but while doing their duties, sometimes because of this big machinery, sometimes mistakes may happen. Court of law will take into all these issues into consideration and the matter will be rest. But if you ultimately giving the truth, ultimately giving the true information will ensure accountability, transparency, and also citizen will have more trust on the government also. The trust of the public on the government will increase and it will improve once this decision comes out. Then if there are such kind of decision making process, next time such kind of mistakes will not take place in the administration, in the department. It is also a kind of mechanism. It's not that if you hide the truth, everything will be happy, everything will go in a smooth functioning. Because once you hide the truth, once PIO hide the truth, then PIO has to do so many other activities to hide that truth perpetually. But giving out will give a chance to the department also to know where went wrong and how to not to commit such kind of mistakes once again. It also increases the trust on the government. Overall efficiency will increase, and as a PIO officer, your reputation will be intact. Your reputation as a honest officer, a person who uphold the probity, then automatically respect will come to you, promotions will come to you. In the long run, temporarily you may face certain kind of punishment or some penalty you may attract, but in the long run, your conscience will be guilty free. Your conscience will always be confident. You are confident, self-confident, and also it will give a lot of self-respect on you. Others also will look up to you. Then your career will be always having a good track record of honesty. That's where honesty always pays the best dividends in the long run. Truth alone trumps. In this way, the best option for PIO officer is to give whatever the decision that is taken as per the law. Disclose the information truthfully. Temporarily, it may create a trouble for colleagues and you, but in the long run, it will affect your career also, it will affect the department also, it will affect citizen also. Citizen, the service to the citizen, quality service delivery will improve. So, quality services will be given to the public once departments will function efficiently. You have to think public in the center while you are taking the decision. Ultimately, the post also public information officer. Keep the public welfare in the center, not the personal interest. That's how keeping always public welfare, public interest at the center in decision making. Temporarily, you may take certain punishment or it may not attract punishment also depending on the kind of decision it has taken. Because sometimes bona fide mistakes tend to happen, and otherwise honest officers cannot take any kind of decision. Honest officers must be given freedom to solve the problem, then only they will take decisions. While they are taking decisions, sometimes it may go wrong also. Sometimes it may not give the result whatever intended. Despite that, they must be given freedom, then only problems can be solved over a period of time. That taking into consideration, you are a honest, PIO is a honest officer, there is nothing to fear. That's why giving truthful information is the best solution. PIO can consult senior also, PIO can consult colleagues also, get the various viewpoints, and if there is any kind of mechanism which can be given the truthful information in a smooth manner, deliver. Ultimately, truth must come out. That is the best option for PIO. This kind of issues, this kind of case studies will come now onwards. Like you are a citizen, some people inside the office or some people inside public sector or private sector, they will come to you for your suggestion. But your suggestion also always keep the ethics in center while giving the suggestions to other people. When they are not able to, because when they are already having problem in their mind, they may not be able to think in all the direction. But as a citizen, you have to think, connect all the dimensions. Ultimately, what is best for the country, best for the public, that kind of suggestion you must give to the people whoever comes to you. This kind of case studies can be solved in this way. Thank you very much.